Ayo, how's it going? It's another one of these. Been cracking them out a lot recently. This is the fourth book. There goes my bookmark. This is the fourth book in the DC graphic novels collection. This is JLA, Justice League of America, Tower of Babel. This is pretty good. I like this. Every book so far has been pretty good. We'll start off by talking about some of the backup stuff first. So all of the books, they have a list of the writers, the artists. They have all the business stuff. They have an introducing the storyline with a load of like bits from the inside of the book. They have a little editor's description on why the story is so significant and why they've included it in this collection. They have a little bit of write-up on the writer, the artist, the editors, and everything and other stuff that they've worked on. So they've got the inker, got the editor, they've got the letterer, and they've got the penciler as well. So this is written by Mark Waid, who his current work has been a little iffy. His Captain America run was not really great, but his Doctor Strange run was really good. But this is back when Mark Waid was, you know, one of the go-to writers, one of the writers that you really wanted on a book, and he does a bang-up job here. We also have a story so far, which is basically just, for this particular story, it's just telling you who the members of the Justice League are at this time. So we have Aquaman, Batman, The Flash, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Plastic Man, Superman, and Wonder Woman. It's a good lineup of people. The story line that the issues that were collected from this, JLA issue 43 to 46, JLA Secret Files issue 3, from July 2000 to December 2000. So yeah, about the book. About the book. This basically details the story of Ra's al Ghul, who wants to thin out the population of the world. And his way of doing this is to basically make the written word, or to make language in, like, unreadable, essentially. Like, to make language in general, like, just completely unrecognizable to anyone. And he succeeds in this. And meanwhile, how the Justice League of America factors into this is Ra's al Ghul needs to find a way to make sure that they won't get involved in this. And his way of doing that, he steals Batman's secret files, which detail all separate ways for the individual Justice League members to be defeated. Martian Manhunter, he now, every time that he's in air, essentially, he combusts into flames. The Flash has, like, light speed epileptic fits. Plastic Man gets encased in ice and then, like, punched, so he's in multiple pieces. Aquaman becomes afraid of water. Wonder Woman is stuck in a mental fight, so she's completely unconscious, but she's fighting like someone, and they're waiting for her to fight for so long like her brain to be trapped in this for so long that she has a heart attack. They make Carl Rayner Green Lantern blind, and Superman, they use red kryptonite, which basically boosts his powers so much that he can't actually move, otherwise he will explode. So that's it, as you can see here. So it's quite an interesting story to see, like, the individual members of the Justice League at their weakest point. And you may be wondering how he deals with Batman. Well, Batman's stuck in, like, Ra's al Ghul's lair, because Ra's al Ghul has dug up the parents of Batman, Martha and Thomas Wayne, and he's basically trying to stop Ra's al Ghul, but he learns that Ra's al Ghul has these secret files, tries to tell the Justice League, and the end of this, after the big action sequence at the end when all of the Justice League have, like, got their powers back and they're fine at the end of this, basically after that fight it's just a conversation between the members of the Justice League, and they end up voting on whether they believe that Batman should still be a member of the Justice League after this, because he did have secret files detailing every way to beat the Justice League. Yeah, it is a really interesting story. Some of the writing may be a bit like cringy at times, like yes, some of the writing is a bit cringy, like especially Ra's al Ghul and his kind of motivations in this, and the artwork, like some of the faces and the way that they're drawn by Howard Porter, it's, you know, it's a bit kind of laughable sometimes. It's good art, don't get me wrong, but it's weird art as well. It's like your standard, typical superhero comic fare, but some of the way that he draws, some of the ways that he draws the characters and their faces in particular, a bit weird, a bit funny to look at. The second half of the book is definitely where things start to ramp up. And it starts to get really interesting. But the first half of the book is basically just the Justice League encountering their different weaknesses and finding out what's going on. And that last few pages where they're all debating whether Batman should be a part of the team or not, that's kind of the best part of the book, not the action. It's that final, like, few pages of dialogue between the rest of the team, because you get all of it. You get what their actual opinions, their thoughts on Batman and what he's done. And you see the people that side with him, the people that side against him, and everything, really. The backup issue for this is the first appearance of the actual Justice League of America from The Brave and the Bold issue 28. The original team was Green Lantern, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Martian Manhunter. No Batman and no Superman at the beginning. Which is, weird to think that there was no, that the two biggest and most popular characters weren't in the Justice League at the start. But hey, I really like this. It's good, it's fun, it's funny at points, and it's, a great amount of tension there when you need it. It's just the villain is quite childish, if that makes sense. Ra's al Ghul is written kind of childlike, especially at the beginning, because like the very first page, like Ra's al Ghul has this guy killed because he fed a tiger chocolate. So yeah, it's stuff like that at the beginning that are kind of like, what? Like, the story's good, but then there's moments like that that are that kind of take you out of it for a bit. But the whole idea of Batman having contingency plans for the rest of the Justice League, and seeing how these characters get taken down, seeing all of their weaknesses, and seeing the imaginative ways of all of their weaknesses. Yeah, it does kind of override some of the more cringy moments, I guess. I really do recommend that you pick this up. I would probably give it a 3 out of 5. Only because the art was kind of put me off a bit, and some of the writing earlier on is kind of a bit cringy to read looking back on it. And they don't actually beat Ra's al Ghul at the end. They thought his plan, but there's no fight against Ra's al Ghul at the end. I mean, that makes sense for the story, but it's also like, and plus, what's Ra's al Ghul gonna do against people like Superman? Like, seriously. But anyway, I really recommend that you pick this up. Yeah, 3 out of 10. 3 out of 5. It's a recommend, not a strong recommend, but it's a recommend. If you like comics from the early 2000s and you like that style of writing, then this will be really good. And if you just want to see the Justice League at their weakest point, and you want to see, all of them being basically beaten, this is the book for you. It's plain and simple. It's really good. It's really imaginative. I like it. That's all for this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've read JLA Tower of Babel. If you want to read JLA Tower of Babel after hearing what I had to say about it. And yeah, the next book is Batman Superman Public Enemies, which was actually turned into an animated film not too long ago. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that. I'm looking forward to reviewing that, because I remember that book being really good when it came out, when I read it the first time. I wonder if it still holds up now. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Usual links are in the description below. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike. I always like when you're being honest. I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe, notification bell, share this video with your family and friends, and bye.